Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Snook channel. Andre here. In today's video, I'm going to show you 50 amazing facts about the cops in GTA 5 that you definitely didn't know. Get ready because this video is packed with incredible details that will change the way you look at the police in the game. I'm sure you'll love it, so don't forget to leave a like to support the channel, and let's dive in. The first curiosity is that if you look at your minimap, you'll notice that at a certain point, no new police officers show up. This happens because for new cops to spawn, you need to eliminate one that's already present. It could be an officer on the ground or one from a helicopter. Without doing this, no additional reinforcements will arrive. It seems like there's literally a cap on the number of NPCs that can spawn at one time. When you're at 4 or 5 stars, a police helicopter shows up dropping off new NPCs. What many people haven't noticed is that these NPCs spawn from a black block inside the helicopter. This means it wasn't fully rendered. It seems Rockstar assumed no one would pay attention to this detail. A pretty surprising fact. Another thing is that cops either can't swim or are afraid of water. None of them will cross rivers, whether they're regular officers or special forces. Tests show that when you cross a river, NPCs will only appear on the other side, while those nearby won't even attempt to follow you across. This might be a limitation Rockstar put in place to avoid issues with the game's physics, as they could sink or get carried away by the current. It's strange though, because in the ocean, some cops do go into the water. When you gain a wanted level, the Los Santos police seem to have permission to storm your house, and almost magically they know exactly which room you're in. The upside to this is that with at least 1 star of wanted level, you can use weapons inside your house. This is particularly fun at Michael's house, which has destructible elements due to the meltdown mission. So when you cause some destruction, there's a lot you can experiment with. Police tactics in GTA 5 are surprisingly specific and adapt to the type of vehicle you're using. If you're driving a normal car, they'll try to hit you from the side or rear to throw you off balance. If you're on a motorcycle, their main goal is to knock you down directly. But if you're in a heavy vehicle, their strategy changes. They'll stop in front of you, knowing that heavy vehicles usually lack the traction or speed to escape easily. It's clear Rockstar put a lot of thought into creating smart police mechanics, making the game feel much more realistic. In GTA 5's story mode or free roam, the police generally don't care about what you're wearing. However, that changes during missions. For instance, in the mission Sticky Situation, part of the setup for the subtle approach to the big heist, dialogues will shift depending on your outfit. If you're wearing a police uniform, they'll recognize you as an officer and let you pass without issue. Interestingly, there are unique dialogue lines acknowledging the possibility of you being in disguise. Unfortunately, this mechanic doesn't carry over to free roam. It's exclusive to specific missions. Still, it's a cool touch because those special dialogues make the experience more immersive. Check out this cutscene for an example.
Hey bud, the 80s are over. No point in posing anymore. It's glorified traffic duty, we all know it.
And so, it becomes clear that they literally end up recognizing the character as part of the police. The real question is, why didn't Rockstar implement these mechanics throughout the entire game? If you hit a police vehicle directly, you'll immediately earn 1 or 2 wanted stars. Interestingly, if you cause an indirect collision, like making another car crash into a police vehicle, the cops won't hold you accountable. In fact, they might even step out and go after the NPC driving the car involved in the accident, completely ignoring you. This is a fun way to cause a bit of chaos in the game, and honestly, it's pretty hilarious. Around the Los Santos police station, you can find a rare police vehicle with a unique design and model. It's faster than the standard police cars, but hard to come across since generic vehicles dominate the area. This is a neat detail for players who enjoy exploring or collecting unique vehicles in the game. If you stop in front of a patrolling police officer, they might get annoyed and give you a wanted star. At first, they'll warn you with a quick siren flash, signaling you to move. If you don't comply, the star is guaranteed. It's a small reaction that many players might miss, but it's programmed into the game. As for police sirens, you can toggle them not just for a continuous sound, but also for short bursts. This quick blip mimics a warning beep, like a way to signal or get other drivers' attention. It's handy for adding realism and, when used in traffic, makes other vehicles move aside quickly. Of course, you'll have to steal a police car and lose the heat first to enjoy this feature. Returning to the game's prologue, the North Yankton police show some unusual behaviors. While some seem pretty sharp, others act in odd ways. For instance, unless you provoke them directly by stopping or shooting, they might completely ignore you even if you aim a weapon at them. This could be because Rockstar didn't focus as much on this section of the game, given it's only accessible for a short time. That said, there's actually a way to revisit North Yankton, and I've explained how to do it here on the channel. Moving forward, you've probably come across vehicles transporting trailers or boats along the highways. Here's a cool trick. If you climb onto one of these while the police are after you, the game might glitch. The cops struggle to locate you, leading to some hilarious confusion. They'll keep looking but can't figure out your position since you're in such an unconventional spot. Meanwhile, the NPC driving the vehicle keeps going as if nothing's wrong. creating a scene straight out of an action movie. It's even possible to attempt a 5-star getaway this way, just be cautious not to fall off. Here's another interesting detail. In GTA 5, the police can steal cars. If no cop vehicles are around during a chase, officers won't hesitate to pull NPCs out of their cars and use them instead. It's a cool demonstration of the AI's adaptability, though it's easy to miss this amidst the chaos of a high-speed pursuit. And here's something bizarre. If you're walking near police officers while drunk, even from a significant distance, they might still give you a wanted star. It's strange since there's no logical way for them to tell you're drunk from far away. A more sensible trigger would be erratic driving or some other visible offense, but walking drunk, that's either a glitch or just some quirky programming. Lastly, if a lot of police NPCs are killed during a shootout, you might notice surviving officers carrying the dead away to another area. What's funny is that they only do this for dead NPCs, not the injured ones who keep fighting like nothing happened. This mechanic seems to exist to prevent bodies from vanishing too suddenly, as officers move them to areas where they can despawn quietly, making room for new reinforcements. If the police see an NPC attacking you with a knife or fists, they often don't react at all. They just ignore the situation like it's no big deal. However, if the NPC is using a firearm, the police will immediately respond, engaging in a shootout. This applies to gang members as well as armed civilians, especially in gang areas where these situations are more common. Personally, I like heading to these regions, firing a few shots to attract the cops, and just watching the chaos unfold as more people show up. Another thing is that NPCs don't accumulate wanted levels like players do. For example, if you kill a cop, your wanted level quickly rises to 3 stars, with reinforcements arriving shortly after. However, if an NPC kills a cop, no additional police cars will show up and the police will only react locally. It's clear that the wanted system is far harsher on players than it is on NPCs. Inside the police station, there's a hidden area where entering automatically gives you 3 stars. The strange part is that there's nothing significant or dangerous in that area, making the penalty feel completely unjustified. It's like the game is programmed to punish you for entering the station, even though there's no clear reason for it. Another odd thing happens if you point the camera at the police while in first-person mode. The game can glitch out with the camera spinning erratically in every direction, up, down, and sideways, until you eventually get arrested. It doesn't make any sense at all. You can upgrade a police car using a bug. Normally, emergency vehicles like ambulances and police cars can't be modified. To do this, take a regular car to Los Santos Customs and max out its upgrades. Then, quickly grab a police car and submerge it halfway in water. When the siren stops working, switch to another character and then back. When you return, the police car will be fully upgraded. It's a strange bug, but it worked when I tested it, so if you want to try, give it a shot. In the Mission 3's company, Michael meets Agent Sanchez and Steve Haynes, introduced by Dave Norton. During the mission, if you start attracting police attention, Dave makes some interesting comments about the relationship between the FIB and the police.
I didn't see you do that.
Yeah, ignore that. And concentrate on all the IAA agents we're gonna run into.
Just perfect. Local law enforcement attention.
Calm down. I'm about to break into an IAA station house, and you want me calm?
Get it done! Was that really necessary?
I don't know, Davey. You and your bosses have asked me to do things that have blown my compass out of whack.
If you get a wanted star and stay in the exact location where you got it, it'll take about 30 seconds for the star to start flashing, indicating you're out of sight. However, if you move in any direction and there are no cops nearby, the star will start flashing in just 2 to 3 seconds. If you carry a dead NPC in the passenger seat of your car, the police won't react as long as the body stays inside. But if you stop with the passenger side facing an officer and remove the body in front of them, you'll instantly get 2 wanted stars. It's strange because it seems like they simply don't notice while the body's in the car. There's a famous scene transition where Trevor is fleeing from 4 police cars. What's odd is that if you stop and observe, the officers in these cars are unarmed. They'll come at you with fists. However, any backup officers that arrive later will have weapons. Beyond the police, security guards in the game also appear to be against prostitution. If you bring a prostitute to the golf club and stand near a guard, they'll attack you. On top of that, you'll earn a wanted star, indicating the guard probably reported you. When you're arrested by the police, even if you've caused massive destruction or committed serious crimes, you're released without any major penalties or restrictions. If you're arrested in GTA 5, the cops confiscate all your ammo but not necessarily all your weapons. A curious detail is that the weapon you were using during the crime often disappears. For example, if you're arrested while holding an AP pistol, it might not be in your inventory when you respawn. The same applies to unique weapons like the stun gun, which vanishes after an arrest. This suggests the weapon was either confiscated or simply left at the crime scene. When you stop in front of prostitutes with a police vehicle, they remain calm. However, if you turn on the siren, they all start running away. This happens because prostitution is illegal in the United States, and the game attempts to mimic this dynamic. A lesser known detail about police vehicles is the presence of a side-mounted spotlight. It's not just decoration. If you use the high beams on these vehicles, the side spotlight activates, illuminating much more than regular high beams. It's a unique and powerful feature that many players likely missed, especially since not everyone enjoys driving police cars. If you grab a small tow truck in Paleto Bay and tow a police car into one of the characters' garages, something bizarre might occur. Once you release the police car in the garage, it can start moving erratically, going back and forth repeatedly, until it either explodes or becomes so damaged that it stops moving entirely. And here's one I'm sure you didn't know about: bushes. When you hide in a bush, the arrow indicating your position on the minimap turns gray, meaning the police can't see you. If you exit your car and then get back in while hiding in a bush, the car's arrow also turns gray. This happens without the need to re-enter the bush, revealing an interesting flaw in the game's AI. It's clear Rockstar overlooked this rather basic aspect. Female police NPCs in GTA 5 are incredibly rare. Typically, you'll only find them inside or very close to police stations in Los Santos, but at least in my experience, I've never seen them in combat. When the cops come after you, it's always male NPCs showing up, ready to shoot you or do whatever it takes. Pretty strange, right? On the outer edge of the court center, the location of the wrap-up mission, there's a really funny bug. If you drop down near the edge of the wall and hide in a specific corner, you'll see the cops chasing after you. Even with 5 stars, they'll drop down the ledge like they're falling off a cliff. It's hilarious. This clearly shows that the police AI in GTA 5 isn't all that intelligent. If you lock the passenger door of a police car without damaging it to avoid getting a wanted level, you can steal the car with the officer still inside. The cop sitting in the passenger seat won't attack you while you're driving. Strangely enough, if you stop the car and your wanted level has already disappeared, the officer will simply step out as if nothing happened. It's such a weird glitch. The mission Hood Safari has 2 possible endings, one with Franklin and another with Trevor. When playing as Trevor, you have to protect Lamar as he's being chased by the police. Even after losing the 3-star wanted level, Lamar acts very oddly. If he sees any random cop on the street, whether or not that cop is chasing you, he'll attack without hesitation. The strangest part is that you won't gain a wanted level unless you decide to shoot the cop yourself. You can actually sleep while having a wanted level of up to 3 stars in GTA 5. Just head to any character's safe house and select the sleep option. When the character wakes up, the wanted level will be gone. However, this doesn't work with 4 or 5 stars, which could either be an intentional limitation or just a bug in the game. In the mission Eye in the Sky, where you need to steal the Z-type, the start varies depending on whether you choose Trevor or Franklin. If you begin with Trevor, you'll have to go to the police station to grab the helicopter. An interesting detail is that when entering the police station as Trevor, you'll always see a cop interrogating an NPC in the corner. It's a realistic and detailed touch in the game. However, if you try to interact or fight the officer, the mission will immediately fail. It would have been cool if you could help the NPC instead. Another quirky detail about this mission involves your cell phone. If you quickly pull out your phone and put it back, the mission fails because the cops interpret this action as if you drew a weapon. On the other hand, if you just hold up the phone or lower it after a while, nothing happens. It's a peculiar and potentially frustrating mechanic, but it does add a layer of realism to how the police react in the game. There's a strange bug related to car horns. If you kill an NPC while they're driving, their head or body can sometimes press the horn, producing a unique sound. However, when you enter the same vehicle and honk the horn, the sound is different. This also applies to police vehicles, where the horn sound triggered by a dead NPC differs from the manual horn sound when you're driving. It's a weird but interesting quirk that shows off the game's physics and programming nuances. During the time Michael is living in Sandy Shores in Trevor's trailer, he can have therapy sessions with Dr. Friedlander over the phone without needing to visit Los Santos. This feature only seems to work during this specific part of the game. The curious detail is that even if Michael has an active police chase with any wanted level, Completing a phone therapy session with Dr. Friedlander will instantly remove the wanted level.
Doc, hey, it's me.
Michael, ¿qué pasa, amigo?
Not good. Things have been pretty fucked up.
You seem particularly confused, Mikey. Tell me why.
I'm in a mixed bag, Doc.
What about the bad, Michael? Tell me.
Okay. Well, I'm back in Los Santos at least. You know, I had to leave town after my family left me. Things were touch and go there, Doc. And there was a bank, train, chemical weapons facility. It's the government. Trevor, they just keep asking me to do this crazy shit. And it escalates, and it's gonna keep on escalating too. Until I'm dead, or I've killed everyone on the fucking planet. Jesus. But now I'm back in the city. And I'm back in touch with the movie guy.
You can say no, Michael. It's the most powerful weapon you've got. Have you acted out in any other ways?
I ain't been a good boy, Doc. I mean, you know, things just all of a sudden get up on top and right fucking on top. And then I lose my shit, and I hurt people, and then I feel bad about it. I'm a fucking prick.
Remorse is good, but not as good as taking control before you act out.
I really just want to be happy, Doc. That's so bad.
Okay. Anything else? What about sex, Michael?
I've been well. I mean, I've had thoughts, but I've been good. Not a single problem.
We all have thoughts, Michael. Not acting on them is real progress.
So, hey, you know, as you can see, I'm kind of doing better. Not perfect, mind you, but better.
The thing is, Michael, you know me. I'm not a sugarcoater or a scriptwriter. I mean, we tried a full range of pharmaceutical solutions a couple of years ago, and that went nowhere we want to go back to. Agreed?
Agreed. I ain't doing that again. Pissing myself, crying, sleeping in dinner, howling in the middle of the night. Fuck that shit.
Maybe we got the doses a little wrong. You're going to have to get yourself under control. Listen, next time we meet, perhaps we should meet back at my office. But, I'm sorry. I'm afraid face-to-face sessions have got a little more expensive.
I thought you said phone sessions were more expensive.
Well, they were, but I realized that wasn't fair, so I raised the price on face-to-face. I'm sure you understand, and if you don't, maybe you should. Be well.
It's as if Dr. Friedlander has Lester-like powers from GTA Online. Pretty wild. If you're in Franklin's house and use the bong in his living room while being chased by the police, the cops will patiently wait for the animation to finish before taking action. During the animation, they won't fire at you, which is quite similar to the telescope bug at the pier where you remain untouchable while interacting with the object. It's pretty funny when you think about it. A similar behavior happens during the period when Trevor is living in Floyd's apartment. If the police enter while you're interacting with Mr. Raspberry Jam, and there's that peculiar scene where Trevor acts affectionately toward him, the cops won't attack until the animation ends. However, the moment the interaction is over, they won't hesitate to open fire or try to arrest you. It's hilarious but also chaotic. If you call the police while near a station or where officers are already present, they'll come directly to you rather than spawning a new police vehicle. This is similar to how firefighters sometimes arrive from nearby stations instead of spawning randomly. If you're far away though, a new police car will spawn to respond to your call. In the mission I Fought the Law, where you participate in a race with two characters, the wanted level is temporarily disabled while using the race cars. This means you can drive these vehicles into Fort Zancudo, steal planes, or wreak havoc without earning any wanted stars. This unusual mechanic provides a brief window of freedom to explore and experiment with actions that would usually get you in trouble with the law. Similar to the interactions with the bong and Mr. Raspberry Jam, if you stop to grab a soda, the police will patiently wait for you to finish your favorite drink. While standing in front of the vending machine, they won't attack. The only thing to watch out for is if the police shoot the vending machine between drinks. If the machine gets damaged, no more sodas will come out, leaving you vulnerable to gunfire. During the prep missions for the big heist, there's a police van you need to steal, possibly to grab spike strips or something similar. Surprisingly, this van is incredibly well designed. The entire front is fully armored, and while the side windows aren't bulletproof, shots from outside won't penetrate the vehicle. However, due to some bug or oversight, you can still shoot from the inside out. It's an extremely protected vehicle. I'm not sure if it has a specific spawn location after the mission or if it only appears in the same spot as during the mission, but it's worth checking out. It's a fantastic addition for any player looking for a durable ride. In the mission Daddy's Little Girl, the mission will completely bug out if you acquire a wanted level. The NPCs that are supposed to appear won't spawn, except for Tracy, who will continue dancing normally on stage. Man, it's bizarre, she's just dancing there. And what's even weirder is that if you shoot her or throw a Molotov, she'll react like a regular NPC, making the usual noises, but she'll never stop dancing. Now let's talk about something interesting. Police vehicles actually provide you with weapons. Specific vehicles give you specific weapons, so here's what I found. The FIB Buffalo gives you a carbine rifle. The standard police cruiser, which has 3 versions. The older looking one, the nicer one with a spotlight, and a slightly rarer one near the main police station provides you with a shotgun. The police motorcycle gives you a standard pistol. The Park Ranger SUV also provides a carbine rifle similar to the FIB Buffalo. The SWAT truck, the one that looks like an armored van or truck, appears often during the Paleto Bay heist and gives you full armor when you enter it. You'll notice your armor bar filling up immediately upon getting inside. The armored police van, the one used in the big heist prep missions with the reinforced front, gives you a micro SMG or regular SMG, I'm not entirely sure which. Lastly, the Police Maverick helicopter provides you with a sniper rifle. In total, you can get 5 weapons and full armor just by hopping into different police vehicles. In the Paleto Bay heist setup mission, they talk about escaping before hitting the roadblock because we need to draw the police's attention and check their response time. That's why you're supposed to escape through the mountains, avoiding the main road. But here's something I think almost no one noticed or tested. Do these roadblocks actually exist? And dude, yes they do. If instead of heading up into the mountains you just keep driving straight, you'll hit a roadblock right ahead. As soon as Michael is spotted at the roadblock, the mission will fail. And guys, these 50 curiosities I just showed you are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the mysteries and hidden details in GTA 5 that many people overlook. Clicking on the video indicated by the arrow, you'll dive into another one featuring 30 curiosities about the game's missions. And that's for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Take care and bye.